Sherlock Holmes, The Awakened. Let the show begin.
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
Willkommen im Spiel. Benutze LS zum Bewegen und drücke A zum Interagieren.
This mess is getting out of hand. What will the landlady think?
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting. Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Buch.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
Another letter from Werner. I don't see the strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will
No,
not do.
no.
Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
Irgendwo müssen wir doch die...
The dustbin is yours for the digging, Mr. Holmes.
die Klamotten wechseln können, ne? Warte mal. Da haben wir 3 Tipps. Da haben wir die Karte. Ah, da. Jawohl, schön, schön. So. Erstmal umgezogen, ne? Baker Street. Mama, wo sehen wir die Tasks? Okay, wir sollen in den Mülleimer. Da.
A cactus spine. If it get... You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the
Oh,
Strand
guck
here.
mal. Ja, Leon, ich komme. Na?
Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Okay,
Blast.
er hat seine
Then
letzten...
why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
Was geschah mit der Zeitung?
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Cool, now I can take the day off.
Boom!
did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
Can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises. All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears. If you have more shillings. Get the
Öffne die
strand.
Fallmappe und
Get your copy of
navigiere
the
zum
strand
Bereich
here.
Gedankenspiele. Wer hat den Strand ruiniert? Buch von Mr. Barnes, Kaktusstachel. Okay. Gegenstände. Moin Sancho, genau. Neues Sherlock Holmes. Laut Aussage des Zeitungsjungen hat der auffällige Mann einen Stapel Bücher getragen und heute Morgen hat der hiesige Buchhändler Mr. Barnes ein Buch für Watson ausgeliefert. Ein Kaktusstachel als Mordwerkzeug, ein lauter Knalli. Ein Besuch von Barnes wäre wohl mehr als angebracht. Ja. Gestern hatte ich keinen Bock mehr anzufangen, weil ich erst ab Nachmittag spielen durfte. Und deswegen gibt es ja mein nächstes Longrunner, wo ich immer mal ein Stückchen spiele, weil ich mag die Sherlock-Spiele wirklich sehr. Okay. Hinweis anheften. Baker Street. Habe ich den jetzt nicht angeheftet? Doch, Hinweis anheften. Buch von Mr. Barnes. Hinweis.
From that Mr. Holmes' murder? Yes,
Ah, yeah.
Barnes has his quirks, but he also has his scruples.
Not every pawn knows its part of
Ah,
Get the
versuche die
strand.
Buchhandlung zu
Get your
finden.
copy of the
Verstehe.
strand here.
Okay.
Get the strand. Get your copy of the strand here.
Ah, mit RT rennen wir. Ah, sieht schon cool aus. Barnes. Das müsste doch jetzt ein Schnellreisepunkt sein, ne? Ja. Okay, jetzt kann ich ja eigentlich den Hinweis wieder entheften. Perfekt. Mr. Barnes ist in das Komplott vertieft. Also jetzt müssen wir rausfinden, wer Mr. Barnes
Do
ist.
you even have enemies that would want to kill you?
Bestimmt
Okay,
der da,
perhaps
ne?
from Cordona.
Ah, verstehe. Tränensäcke. Drogauschwärze. Ah, verstehe. Dreck am Stecken.
Mr. Barnes, a word. Ah, for goodness sake.
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please...
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
Really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor.
Ermittlungsort gefunden.
Let's find a way to coax him out. The ladder is broken, recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
Aber ich mache jetzt erstmal den Beweis da weg, den ich eben angepinnt hatte. Was hatte ich denn da angepinnt? Das da. Okay, verstehe.
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a
Barnes
good
has
boy?
always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
Basics
Haben
of
wir noch einen
cryptoanalysis,
Beweis? Noch einen
cryptography in
Beweis?
Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby. I could hardly imagine anything more macabre. The finest view London has to offer.
Aha. Der Blümchen. Tatsächlich ungewohnt mit den
In the
Stick-Dings.
language
Muss
of
ich mich erst
Mycroft's
wieder
agents,
reinknien.
it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is. An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible.
We're looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack? No, come on, Watson, think. I like bookshops. One of the few spots in London where you are shunned.
Verwelkte Blumen.
For making a racket.
Ich glaube, mehr können wir hier nicht machen, ne? Da hat er sich eingeschlossen.
Apologies, but I can't hear you. Please come back later.
Da ist gelb. Dann gucken wir doch direkt mal.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
Oh, Kakteen. Kakteen ist schon mal gut, weil
Pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
wir hatten ja einen Stachel, ne? Vergiftet. Ja doch, muss hier sein. Da.
Familiar spine? Is this what I found in my dustbin?
Yep.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them. Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
Okay, dann beobachten wir die junge Dame mal. Die hat was am Kinn, trägt Schminke. Trauerbrosche. Da ist ja noch was. Vielleicht an der Schuh. An der Schuh. Saubere Stiefel. Hat bei der Ankunft die Schuhe gewechselt. Trägt Schminke, Trauerbrosche. Schaut nach vorne. Charakterprofil. Mrs. Fleming trägt eine Trauerbroche in Gedenken an ihren verstorbenen Ehemann. Ihr Kleid besteht aus teurem Stoff. Ihr Blick steigt ständig in die Ferne ab. Das nicht mehr.
Mrs. Fleming, you look particularly lovely today. Is there a reason?
Does a woman need a reason to look or feel beautiful?
No, but your distant look suggests you seek one man's gaze in particular.
Who told you that?
Nobody. Merely a keen eye and some simple deduction.
Well, I'll kindly ask you to keep your keen eye to yourself, Mr. Holmes.
Weiß präsentieren.
I'll be off.
4 Hinweise aktualisiert. So.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you
Ich habe das
think
gar nicht so in
they're
Erinnerung, dass
Are
man
you
keine
suggesting
deutsche
The flowers
Synchro
are
hat.
for me?
there? It seems
Aber ist
like
jetzt nicht
it
so
does
wild. Ich
not.
mag das so eh lieber.
I hope you're right.
Der Kaktus.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes. No, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy. So we see each other, Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached. But since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
3 Hinweise aktualisiert. Okay, das heißt, wir können jetzt so nächstes... meint Dings da, genau. Warum verhält sich Mr. Barnes so sonderbar? Okay. Verwelkte Blumen. Dann diesen Kaktus. So habe ich das tatsächlich gar nicht in Erinnerung, du. Den Kaktus und verwelkt. Der Kaktus, wo hatte ich ihn denn? Ah, ja. Mr. Barnes ist in Mrs. Fleming verliebt. Okay, also gehen wir mal...
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes.
Genau.
Better tell Mr. Barnes
Jetzt
what
sagen
you've
wir dem
learned.
Barnes... der war da hinten drin im Raum, ne?
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer. I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right, then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
Ich weiß, was zu tun ist.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper.
Ich glaube, das war ein
I'm
Achievement, oder?
investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and.
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
Jawohl.
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No? Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But...
It's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
So. Ich glaube, ich habe mich heute Nacht verkühlt. Oh. Das haben wir ja abgeschlossen, ne? Befindet dich in derselben Straße wie...
Not much further now.
Oh, okay.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my
Oder
altercation
denselben
with
Bart wie
Inspector
ich.
Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles, and it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Tell me about Kimahir.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen. And as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
Warum
Is
könnte
there
weggelaufen
any reason
sein?
Kimahir may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes,
Muss noch mal einen Kaffee
all
holen.
the cabbage he could eat.
Na, das Wein?
I take it this is the first time Kimahir has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Was macht der Benz?
Did Kimahir make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No, no. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
So. Dann können wir mal speichern eigentlich, ne? So. There's murder on the dance
Chewing
floor.
tobacco.
Kautabak. Schlappen.
A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots.
Zwei von drei. Konzentration mit RB.
Someone knelt here.
Na, das
Amount
hätten
of
sie ein
chewing
bisschen
tobacco
genauer
suggests
beschreiben
they
können.
were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
Okay, das heißt, wir müssen wohl mehr von diesen Punkten. Wir haben jetzt 3 da oben.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right. Could have left these tracks. They seem fresh. The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney. A Maori nose flute.
Eine Nasenflöte. Du bist auch so eine kleine Nasenflöte, ne, Sandy?
Clothes made of hessian. Is Sten really so miserly? No air coming through it. Mutton chops, the remains of a meal. A heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll
Spannend.
never forget that
Voll
smell after
interessant,
my
du,
time in
geil.
Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
Was ist mit
Ashes are
dem
long
Benz?
since cold. Is this a taniwha, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills.
A scrap of Hessian. These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them. No air coming through it.
Das habe ich jetzt noch nicht so ganz geschnallt.
No air coming through it. Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here. A small Navy spyglass.
2 Hinweise aktualisiert. Wir haben dieses Fernglas. Die Kleidung aus Sackleinen. Dann haben wir dieses Schloss mit einem ungewöhnlichen Schlüssel. Wir haben den Kautabak. Und wir haben die Fußspuren. Dann gehen wir mal zurück zum Fritz, ne? Der hat bestimmt schon den einen oder anderen Schnaps reingepfeffert. Es ist ja schon wieder Mittag. Prost! Jawohl, Nivea Man. So, wir fragen ihn nach dem Fernrohr. Wo war denn das?
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahir's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it.
Dann fragen wir ihn nach den Klamotten.
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahir's?
Yes, I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting.
Nach dem Schloss.
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Kimmy here and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden.
Moin Renger. Lies mal dein Discord, Renger. Den Kautabak, die
I thought you were
Spuren.
meant to be intelligent.
Do you happen to know Kimahir's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest. But I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes. Are you joking? Why would I know this? Where on earth are you going with this?
Has Kimahir ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimihir's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco. Why are you still here?
Ja, weil ich noch nicht genau weiß. verstehe. Okay, jetzt ist das dritte angepinnt. Das ist die vierte. Das ist die dritte. Das ist die zweite. Aha. Das ist die zweite. Das ist die vierte. Aber wie kommen wir zur fünften? Bisschen knifflig gemacht. Eins, zwei, drei, vier. Eins, zwei, drei, vier. Wo ist der fünfte? fehlt hier irgendwie eine Szene. Irgendwie fehlt mir diese 5. Szene. 1, 2, 3. Hier hätte doch eine sein müssen, verdammt. Verstehe ich jetzt nicht. Dann fehlt ein blaues tatsächlich. Das mit dem angehefteten Hinweis ist definitiv neu. Irgendwas verpasse ich hier. Hier ist der Beweis irgendwie weg. Das ist das Schlüsselding. Irgendwas stimmt hier nicht. Da.
Someone moved a cart to this spot and
Da
then took it
war's.
elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden. Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
Jawohl, schön. Sherlock Ralle, da ist er. Jetzt können wir doch das Ding... Was habe ich denn da jetzt noch angepinnt? Okay, der ist weg. Also müssen wir jetzt mit... mit dem Captain da hinten rein.
You'd best have found something by now,
Na?
gentlemen.
Wie geht's, Sandy? Hast du dir ein paar Zuschauer gekauft gestern? Jawohl.
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations.
War's
perhaps
gestern
your
gar nicht
servant's
online, ne?
recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
Den Fabi habe ich auch schon ein paar Tage nicht mehr gesehen. Ist bei dem alles okay?
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now, one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir. Likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimahir was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped a narcotic into Kimahir's brazier
Habt ihr
to
den
make
Boss
him
jetzt
sleep even
gekillt?
more soundly. In order to carry
Wenger?
a man as large as Kimahir,
Oder hast nicht mehr
the
damit
intruder
gespielt?
stole
Ich
the
hab's
cart and
tatsächlich
rolled
nicht
him right out
mitverfolgt.
of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know. Why haven't you found him yet?
I only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly, incredible that I have already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted. I'm not interested in the how, the why, or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
Captain, you are so addled by delusions of competency that you miss the blindingly obvious. Without the assistance of others, you are utterly incapable. Kimahir endured your nonsense far longer than I will.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll return soon with good news.
Ich habe gestern so viel Stein geholt und habe immer noch nicht alles mit Stein bedeckt, do. Man glaubt's nicht, richtig krass.
If you find my man, I have a marvelous whiskey with your name on it.
Ah, okay.
What does it say? What does it say? What does it say?
Ja, warum nimmt er es denn nicht raus?
Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair. Roy Soulsby.
Pass nur auf, du.
A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the color and well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say.
Das nur ob du.
Then we're in agreement. Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahir's cart, I gather. A large pile of horse droppings. Many cigarette
Was ist das
butts.
denn, Fabi?
Someone stood here for hours. There was a cab waiting here. Our abductor slipped in and then off into the night.
Hast du den Fabi schon? Wie willst du denn noch? Du kriegst aber wirklich den Hals nicht voll, ne? Sag halt dem, versprech halt dem Bosco, dass ihr mal ins Bumsiland fahrt zusammen. Und dann wird er auch schon wieder ein bisschen was rausrücken, du. Nee, kam wirklich nix. Weder im Briefkasten noch vor der Tür. Ich habe jetzt extra geguckt gehabt gestern nochmal.
What does it say?
Stand doch nichts unten irgendwie.
What does it say?
Wieso komme ich denn nicht an den Kram da dran? Ah, guck mal da unten.
Or torn fabric on this doll, likely one-legged by design. A treasure hunt. Used to do lots of those in my childhood for myself and...
Is it a call for help?
A bad joke. Or both. Better not risk
So
leaving this
eine
matter
Sau.
ignored, don't you think?
Hast du denn da eine Paketverfolgung? Wann sollten das zugestellt worden sein? Schweinebacken. Sonst hätte ich doch schon gesagt, du, ich hab was gekriegt. Hab mich noch gewundert, weil du sowas gesagt hast mit Ostern. Ich guck noch mal unten, warte mal. Ach, vor der Tür nix, du. Auch vor der Tür nix. Fernrohr, Seemannsknoten. Ja, pimmeln brutal rum, ne?
The Strand proved not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident. Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London, of course. The foot... Where the spyglass...
Indeed. We shall need to take a cab.
Let's just go. Stenwick wanted results, not pleasantries.
Guck mal, ein Pferd. Es gibt krasse Salami, ich sag dir's. Schnitzel. Ja, wie sollen wir denn? Wir sollen jemand finden, der uns nach London fährt. Eine Droschke finden, die uns nach London fährt.
Where to go? The Port of London, please. I will
Jawohl.
show you where to stay.
Mr. Holmes, what a compelling mystery we have stumbled upon. Perhaps I have the premise of my next novel.
One kidnapping does not a story make.
Stop! A black cat crossed before us. It's a bad omen.
Did not take you for the superstitious type, Doctor. Such things are mere fantasies, tricks of a feeble mind. One imagines a physician would keep a surer footing in reality.
Perhaps, before the war, my time abroad was difficult. Once, I came across an Afghan, bleeding, who I could not save. He pressed a rosary into my hand. A gift, he said, so as to gain God's favor. After that...
Dr. Watson?
Yes, well, I shan't get into details, but sometime later I found myself lost in the desert. Dehydration set in, and things grew ever more dire. The man's words came to me. I said a prayer and placed the rosary on a rock. A gift to gain God's favor.
And you were rescued.
Yes. A detachment of British soldiers found me.
To whom I'm grateful. Without their diligence, you would not be standing here and I would not have this case.
I'm sure you have another explanation prepared, Mr. Holmes, but I think I shall cling to the occasional superstition all the same.
To each his own, Dr. Watson. So long as it does not interfere with my methods, do it. We must press on, cat or no cat. The question remains, why abduct Kimmer here?
Hast du bestimmt gar nichts geschickt, du.
It appears that the saltpeter explosion rattled the locals. Can't blame them for staying at home.
Do you know anything about this?
Oh, you are fortunate. I will help you.
It's a large harbor. If our kidnapper is hiding here, finding him won't be easy. Oh, hardly a reputable establishment.
I've seen work.
We shall soon see.
We must go.
Oh.
Okay. Heute sind wir doch ganz woanders rausgekommen. Was zum Fick? So eine ganz andere Tür. Was soll das, Malak?
Excuse me, just one question.
No, sir, I've never heard of it.
Can I ask you a question?
Ugh, I'm sorry, but I don't know anything.
Klar, du bist doch gelb.
Are you able to help me?
Ugh, I'm sorry, but I don't know anything.
Was soll das?
May I ask you something?
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this.
Hilfe, Hilfe. Vermisstenplakat.
Help me, please.
Oh, sorry, I know nothing.
Say the doctor, man is very sick here.
It sounds as though those people will need my help.
Hello, this is Dr. Watson. We'll take a look at your... May I ask for your assistance?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
coffin won't go away and the doctor's too pricey. The coffin won't go away and the doctor's too pricey. The coffin won't go away and the doctor's too pricey. The coffin won't go away and the doctor's too pricey.
Hello, lad. Is this where I may find Dea?
You read the poster? Yes? You know where my brother Girves is?
Sadly, no. Well, not yet. I want to speak to Dea. Is she around?
Amma, my mother. She got sick after the fire. Big red smoke. She couldn't breathe, so I took her to the doctor. Now I am in charge.
Where did you last see Girves?
He worked at a warehouse. This man, Roy Solby, gave him the job. He paid him a necklace.
Do you still have the necklace that Soulsby gave to Girves?
Girves left it near the shrine. I tried to sell it to buy medicine, but no one wanted to buy.
How would you describe this Soulsby?
He was big and strong. He had a big scary eye.
Scary, you say?
Yes, like it was made of metal.
Don't go anywhere.
I miss Girves. Do you think he's okay?
This cheap pendant looks like silver, but it's only made of tin. No surprise the boy couldn't sell it.
I should have helped Amma put out the posters. If she hadn't been in...
Habe erst einen Fall gelöst, soweit. Ich spiele das ganz slow, Matthias, aber bisher macht es echt Spaß. Ich mag ja die Sherlock Games. Ist schon lange her, dass ich das letzte gespielt habe. Hast du überhaupt schon mal eins gespielt, Sandy? Nee, oder?
Almost no fish the last couple of days.
Ja, das ist nicht meine Art Spiel, Matthias. Ich weiß, dass viele Leute drauf gewartet haben, aber das ist nix. Das ist nix, was ich spielen werde, was ich meine. Das ist nicht meine Art Spiel. Ich bin da entspannter. Aber ich habe gelesen, dass viele drauf gewartet haben. Genau. Sinking City ist so ähnlich wie Sherlock. Kann man auch nur empfehlen. Auch sehr schönes Spiel.
Could you help me?
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this.
Ma Dalton swears she saw ghosts in Warehouse 2. The coppers even went over there. Must be serious.
May I ask for your assistance?
I'll be happy to help you. So listen to me.
Die Leute sagen, dass Mr. Soulsby wohl möglich gerade am Pier Nummer 3 nach dem Schiff sieht, auf dem sich gestern Nacht die Explosion ereignet hat.
May I ask you something?
I can't help you with this. Ma Dalton swears she saw ghosts in Warehouse 2. The coppers even went over there. Must be serious.
Das ist hier Pier Nummer 3. Der kam jetzt, glaube ich, als Schnellreisepunkt dazu, ne? Ah, jetzt aber, ne? Ja. Die Pier.
Not in the
Die
mood,
Sandy ist
mate.
nämlich auch
Shoo.
private Ermittler, müsst ihr wissen, ne? In Schweinchendorf.
Pardon me, sir. I am looking for Roy.
Not again. Yes, I'm Roy, but I can't help you find your uncle or whoever you've lost.
Now, what makes you think I would inquire about missing people?
You are the fourth person to ask this week. Just because I work at the port doesn't mean I keep track of everyone who comes here.
You say we are not the first to ask you about a disappearance. Do you recall anything about those who came inquiring?
I only remember the foreign woman. I didn't catch her name, but those are her posters hanging up everywhere. She has badgered me twice now, and I still don't know nothing.
And this woman can be found?
No clue. She was talking gibberish.
May I ask what you're doing here?
This is where the ship sank the other day. I'm trying to work out how we'll
Und
remove
diesmal
it.
kann man sich immer umziehen, also on the fly. Direkt im Menü.
Now, where was I?
Ich meinte, im Vorgänger konnte man das nur in dem Haus machen. Eher ein korrupter Beamter, ne?
Have you seen this before?
My card? Where did you dig that up?
At a crime scene near Baker
Ja,
Street
wir sind nämlich verdeckte Ermittler, mein Freund.
Kidnapping, I might add.
No. Someone used it without my consent. How else would it end up there?
I have been told that you hired Dea's son, Girves, right before he vanished. His brother also said you had a metal eye. What do you make?
Was fällt Ihnen dazu ein? Was fällt dir ein?
Things up.
Ausländische Frau. Mr. Soul sagt, eine ausländische Frau habe ihn wiederholt nach einem Vermissten gefragt. Okay, mit dem können wir nichts mehr
Boat
anfangen.
explosion stopped most traffic coming into the port.
Also gehen wir jetzt mal zum Anfang zurück, da wo wir vorhin kurz schon mal in die Bar reingeguckt haben, ne? In der Bar, was machen wir da? Da drückt dich bestimmt die Sandy rum in der Bar, ne?
Is this familiar to you?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Das ist diesmal ziemlich düster von der Atmosphäre her und in der Tat sehr stark an Sinking City, was ja auch die ganze Zeit so neblig war und so weiter. Warte mal, wo haben wir angefangen? Das war doch hier, ne? Ja.
Have you ever heard of a man with a metallic eye?
I've seen him even. Dirty Summers is the name. A nasty lout, with a silver ball in place of a missing eye.
I heard tell of a recent explosion in the port. What do you know of it?
Ah, yes. Something exploded in a ship's cargo hold. Caused a terrible blaze. The sky was red with smoke till morning.
Where precisely did it occur?
The ship sank near the third pier, next to the dockyard.
Von hier, von Sherlock Holmes, fand ich super geil. Mega Spaß gemacht.
But where does one find a Dirty Summers?
He likely signed
Bis
on with
dato
the ship.
für mich
I am
das
not
beste,
one to
der
spy
beste
on a
Sherlock
house
Holmes Teil.
I see.
My advice, keep away from him.
Der hat absolut Spaß gemacht, ohne Scheiß. Kann ich nur empfehlen. Und wenn er im Angebot ist, schlag zu. Also nur weil es im Angebot ist, heißt nicht unbedingt, dass es kein gutes Game ist, weißt du, ich meine? Darf man sich nicht von täuschen lassen. Also mir hat es brutal Spaß gemacht. Ich weiß nicht, woher du die Info hast oder wo der steht. Aber ich fand es echt super. Weil es ein bisschen anders war wie die Vorgänger. Die Spiele haben sich ja auch weiterentwickelt. Ich weiß nicht, ob du die alten Sherlock-Teile gespielt hast. Also ich habe es ganz am Anfang gespielt, wo es rauskam. Und habe super geil Spaß dran gehabt. Wie gesagt, ich mag die Spiele sehr. Es ist gut gelaufen, die Fälle waren interessant. Hab keine Bugs gehabt und nix. Mir hat's gut gefallen. Mir hat's wirklich gut gefallen. Und wenn es im Sale ist, sparst du definitiv Geld. Aber wenn das für dich relevant ist, wie die Tests sind, dann spar definitiv das Geld, dann verzichte drauf. Absolut. Gibt genügend Games, die man sich holen kann.
Oh, baby, it's a wild world.
Sie verheimlicht ihre Schwangerschaft, ne? Was kostet's normal? Klingt so nach der Hälfte, ne? Hier kostet, das ist die Deluxe, die ich habe, die kostet, glaube ich, ein Fuffi. Müsste dann die Hälfte sein, ha? Ich weiß es nicht, weil ich den Code gekriegt habe schon vor ein paar Wochen. 49,99, ja, ein Fuffi. Da ist halt noch ein Pack dabei. Ja, da hast du auf jeden Fall viele Stunden Unterhaltung. Viele Stunden Unterhaltung. Weiß gar nicht, wie lange ich dafür gebraucht habe. Aber ich lasse mir da auch wirklich Zeit. Ich rushe da nicht durch.
Are you familiar with a Roy Soulsby?
17,99, das geht.
I know the name.
Finde ich.
But he's not one of my regulars. My guess is that he works somewhere around here.
Viel billiger wird es bestimmt auch nicht. Und es ist für einen guten Zweck, das darfst du nicht vergessen. Frogware sind... das Spiel zum Beispiel wurde... Das ist ein ukrainisches Studio aus der Ukraine und die haben mit der Entwicklung angefangen, kurz nachdem die Russen sie überfallen haben. Also Respekt dafür.
What do you know about this poster?
A foreign woman asked to put it up. She's plastered them all over the port.
Any clues as to her whereabouts?
None. It was hard to understand what she was saying.
Your clothes are already tight and soon...
I thought I'd hidden it better.
Wir sind Arzt, lassen Sie mich mal durch, ich bin Doktor.
In a manner of speaking.
He's not. He merely has the ego of one. I apologize, miss. Mr. Holmes is fond of his observations, but I am the doctor here, not him. Do you need any help?
I'm fine, thank you. I would rather not discuss my condition, nor let word of it spread.
Tatsächlich war auch mein erster Gedanke, weil du das witzig, weil du das gerade sagst, das Poster sieht tatsächlich auch so ähnlich aus, ne? Hier mit dem im Hintergrund, weil ja bei dem anderen hast du die Kragen und so weiter, es sieht wirklich so ähnlich aus. Wie Sinking City. Da war doch, glaube ich, auch diese Krake mit dabei, ist schon so lange her. Dirty Summers ist Kemiras Entführer. Es ist durchaus möglich, dass Roy Salisbury sein Komplize ist. Oh, neue Klamotten. Ja, das finde ich ganz cool, was ich da anhab. Entschuldigung. Im Gulag. Wie wähle ich denn den Fast Travel? Vielleicht nur von draußen? Ah ja. Also es ist ein bisschen anders gemacht jetzt, zum Beispiel bei der Beweisführung hast du so imaginäre, also Vorstellungen. Das haben sie, oder ich habe es einfach nicht mehr in Erinnerung, weil es schon so lang her ist. Da habe ich im ersten Fall auch eine ganze Zeit lang gebraucht, bis ich eben geschnackelt habe, wie es funktioniert.
What are you gawping at?
Mr. Salisbury, you know more than you're letting on.
What makes you say that?
A man named Dirty Summers was involved in some recent kidnappings across London. He used your name as a cover for his deeds.
What? Really? That doesn't mean I'm involved, though.
Your calling card was found at the crime scene. That's enough to make you a suspect.
You cannot be serious.
It's true. And that's before mentioning your gold watch. It's brand new and awfully expensive for a customs officer. Clearly you have found yourself another source of income. I'm sure Scotland Yard will be delighted to investigate further.
All right, stop. Look, it's not as it seems. I did not partake in the kidnappings.
I'm all ears, Mr. Soulsby.
Yes, I know Summers. He paid me to turn a blind eye to his business in the warehouse area. Just that. On my word.
You did not tell me which warehouse he used?
I do not recall, but I used red paint to mark
Mit roter
unsupervised
Farbe.
warehouses.
Eines davon muss
Ought
es
to be one of
sein.
them.
What else can you say of Summers?
He's a regular at the Cursed Mermaid. Goes there with his crew almost every evening.
What for?
I don't know. I assumed just for a drink.
Wir könnten ja, glaube ich, den Hinweis wegpinnen, ne? Okay, also müssen wir mit der Barfrau labern. Gott sei Dank gibt es so viele Fast-Travel-Punkte.
Why do I have the feeling that you know more about Dirty Summers than you're letting on?
I have nothing more to add, sir.
Na, du lügst mich doch an.
Enough. I have hard evidence that Summers was involved in recent kidnappings across London.
I'm not surprised. So what?
Gulag. Weiß angeblich nicht, gab zu Dirty Summers zu kennen.
A customs officer, Roy Soulsby, testified that Summers was a regular here. You must know something about his business.
All I know is his drinks order.
Sie versucht ihn zu schlagen.
If the lives of the missing do not concern you, then I would urge you to think about your unborn child.
Are you threatening me?
Many people are missing, and the main suspect based himself in your establishment. One word to Scotland Yard and your life takes a turn for the worse. Now, spare yourself the trouble and tell me all you know.
Okay. Summers hired my private room.
Ha! Siehst du, mit ein bisschen Druck geht das,
I
du.
haven't seen him in a few days. He paid me cash, so I paid him no attention. Nor did I touch anything inside. Here's the key. Go and do what you will. Just leave me out of it.
Okay. Ich muss nur aufpassen, dass ich nichts. Meine Nase heute, ich werde krank. Ich merke das schon. Aber wo die Schlüssel und das hin sind. Ah, doch da. Guck mal da. Okay, verstehe. Rostiger Schlüssel. Du musst ja hier irgendwo. Nee, das war falsch. Das ist ein Ausgang. Das ist ein Ausgang.
How can I help? I could try and flag someone down.
Ah, okay, der hat automatisch aufgemacht, verstehe.
$5. That won't go far. Strange symbols. I don't recognize them.
Jetzt müssten wir, genau. Wo ist Chimera? Oh, jawohl, schön. In einer Segeltuchlagerhalle. Dirty Summers heuerte Männer für die Arbeiter in einer Lagerhalle an, vor allem zum Schleppen von Segeltuchkisten. Die Entführten könnten sich noch in der Lagerhalle befinden. Sie müssten mit roter Farbe gekennzeichnet sein. Das heißt, wir haben dazu gekriegt... Da. Chimeras Verbleib. So, jetzt müssen wir das Lagerhaus finden. Geh mal aus dem Weg, Watson. Das heißt, wir gehen hier zurück, wo die zwei Weiber waren. Das müsste doch hier, wo das Schiff war. Da.
Ma Dalton swears she saw ghosts in warehouse too. The coppers even went over there. Must be serious. Ma Dalton swears she saw ghosts in warehouse too. The coppers even went over there. Must be serious.
Ein Haus mit roter Farbe. Das ist Nummer 3. Das ist Nummer 4. Guck mal, da ist rote Farbe. Schloss außen öffnen, überspringen. Nee, nee, nicht überspringen. Okay. Nee, nicht. Ah. Ah, verstehe. Ah, das ist ja geil. Das ist ja geil, oder? Das ist aber auch Neues gemacht. Ein Gola könnte ich mich totsaufen, du. Irgendwas muss ich anpinnen. Ich glaube, ich hätte den...
Really, Holmes, this ought to be beneath you.
As my brother would say, it is for the greater good.
Mold. That's why you don't leave sailcloth lying out. Good quality, but torn in many spots. There are a couple of marks on this end.
Da. Deine
Scratches are fresh,
Spuren
left by
im
something metallic.
Sand.
This crank saw some use. Layers of rust will prevent any movement.
Hier unten ist nix. Nee, was machst du denn? Ich wollte nur gucken. Hier unten ist nicht mehr. Ein Mechanismus zum Anheben.
Fit for a crank. Well oiled and well maintained. It's stuck. No one's used it in a very long time.
So, jetzt haben wir die Kurbel. Witzig, weil wir ja vorher in die Kiste geguckt haben und da hatten wir die Kurbel nicht, ne? Die Sandy, die kleine Schweinchenkurbel.
A hidden passage, just as I expected.
Ha! Siehst du? Siehst du, Sandy? Siehst du?
planks were broken with force.
Mit Schnaps wieder. Machst bestimmt ordentlich Schnaps rein, ne? Kenn dich doch, du.
Achievement, baby.
Was? Erlaube Strube. Das war unmissable. Okay, also gehen wir wieder rein.
Are you able to help me?
Was machst du denn da, Fritz?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Weil wenn wir jetzt da runter gehen, dann kommen wir nämlich, glaube ich, nicht mehr nach London. Deswegen wollte ich es fertig haben. Siehst du? Siehst du? Siehst du, Sandra? Siehst du? Muss ja mal ein bisschen aufpassen, Ferkelchen, ne? Ich glaube, so weit haben wir hier. Deine Spuren im Sand. Wir haben das Schloss geknackt. Wir haben das Achievement draußen geholt. Mit der Statue unten müssen wir dreimal interagieren, das ist auch ein Achievement. Okay. Dann lass uns mal reingehen.
Wait here, Watson, and keep an eye on the doors. I'll scout the premises.
Will do. Be careful down there.
Ich weiß nur noch nicht, was das mit den gepinnten Dingern da auf sich hat.
Wait, what's happening?
Was ist denn hier los? Was ist denn hier los?
Was ist denn hier los?
What is this place? Where am
What
I?
the fuck? What the fuck? The fuck? Das ist Inside vom Slippy sein Brain, siehst du?
Strangely cold. Something is missing. Strangely cold. Something is missing. This cannot have been under the port of London all along. Is it an illusion?
The only way forward is the Abyss. Was denn für ein Abyss? Sandy, was soll das?
The only way forward is the abyss.
Also in den Abgrund.
Phew, I didn't die.
Deine Spuren im Sand.
It is icy cold and pulsating.
Wie meint denn das Sandra mit pulsieren? Was soll das? Ich glaube, wir können uns nur runterfallen lassen, ne?
My heart, be calm.
Na gut, jetzt sind wir wieder da, wo wir eben waren. Aber jetzt haben wir das Ding in der Hand, ne? Das lange pulsierende. Kurze Schritt, also langsam. Okay, deswegen ist es auch zugegangen, weil wir gerannt sind, ne? Danke für den Resub. Subhype. Danke, mein Lieber.
It's harder to breathe here.
What the fuck? Alter. Ah, das ist nichts für dich, Sandra. Da guckst du jetzt lieber mal weg, ne?
It's like it stares right through me.
Der hat mich ausgespuckt. Oh, das laute Blut, guck mal. Wo sind wir denn hier? Ein Leuchtturm und schwebende Steinchen.
It's like it stares right through me.
Rückwärts durch. Hahaha, ausgetrickst.
When will this end? are two recesses.
2 Vertiefungen, 2 Steinchen. Das ist eine Tür, wo man rein kann. Alter. Danke.
There are two recesses. What kind of trickery is this?
Vielleicht müssen wir wieder rückwärts da hinten raus.
The stench.
Oh ja, guck mal.
A strange stone. It almost feels alive.
Das ist nichts für dich, Sandy, das ist zu brutal, das Spiel. Okay.
Oh, that is truly revolting. Frozen and pulsing.
Guck mal, es
almost like
pulsiert,
it was a
Sandra.
heart.
Okay. Jetzt haben wir ja 2 Steinchen, ne? Jetzt können wir da wieder raus und können die 2 Steinchen einsetzen. Wieder auf das weiße Panel. Und jetzt können wir durch das Türchen.
Did I get out?
Es hat sehr stark was von Call of Cthulhu, das Game diesmal.
John?
What is it, Holmes?
Ich glaube, ich mache mir echt mal einen Tee, du. Scheiß Nase fing an zu laufen. Ich mache mir mal Tee Nummer 25, ne? Moment. Pubertät sieht. Schön. Jetzt spielen wir den Watson wohl. Oder? Ja. Mhm.
Watson? Holmes, where are you? Holmes.
Was ist denn mit ihm jetzt?
Are you all right?
Fine. Watson, I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Fine? By Jove, you should have heard the way you called out my name.
It was just a game of shadows.
I'm glad. This place gives me the chills. What are we dealing with?
Ja, witzig, dass er durchgeht und landet direkt da drin. Und der Sherlock muss erst so eine Art Rätselpassage machen, dass er überhaupt hier runterkommt, ne? Gibt's doch gar nicht, du. So, jetzt müssen wir dreimal mit ihr interagieren. Das müsste ein Achievement geben, du. Jana Katishu Nigirine Silbsna.
Did you hear that, Watson?
Hast du es gehört?
I hear you.
Kinyama Plektor Lubna Schneiknft. Pnegnoblegna Kutulurina Wavelagna Knacken.
What on earth?
How is that possible?
Jawohl, zack, weg geht das Böse, jawohl. Das waren alle Achievements für Chapter 2. Geil.
Achievement, baby.
Someone used mud to draw a cross in a rectangle. Why? Fine rope work, cut by a finer blade. These clothes were crudely cut off someone. An American, judging by the style.
Okay. Oh. Jetzt geht das wieder los. Okay.
An American passport. Amos
Ein
Colby.
Passport. Eine Art Flyer, Werbeprospekt.
I've never seen a
Ritualmesser.
pattern like this before. I've never seen a pattern like this before. Someone got their hands dirty painting this with blood. At least 24 pendants, all identical and made of tin.
Anhänger.
Old blood stains. This box contains a narcotic substance, much like the one in
Eine
Kimmy Here's bracelet.
narkotisierende Substanz. Oder war noch was?
Black Edelweiss Institute established
Schwarzes Edelweiß, jawohl.
It seems made for simple experiments. I wager they could not afford a better set.
Ein Reisepass, ein Werbeprospekt. Ein Kreuz. Und wo war die Box mit Edelweiß? Da, Kästchen aus Zinn mit Edelweiß. Da liegt jemand. Abgebrochene Fingernägel, getrocknete Schlammkrümel. Einstichstelle.
His abdomen is severely bloated.
Wie die Sandy, wenn er zu viel Steaks gegessen hat, dann ist der Bauch auch aufgebläht, ne?
Cyanosis of the lips, marks on the neck. This man was strangled.
Sandy hat dann auch ein dickes Bäuchlein. Ja, deswegen hast du ja auch ein dickes Bäuchlein. Kleine Bauri.
These clothes are missing buttons. They were forcefully removed. Dumper, a staple.
Könntest ja ruhig mit dem Fabi auch mal essen gehen, du. Mal ein schönes Steakchen ausgeben, ne?
At the very least. I must have seen this one before. That explains my hallucinations. Holmes, are you sure you've left no stone unturned? Miserable food, mass-produced. Oh, potent. This sensor has more narcotic residues. Deep scratches left in a frenzy. A small bloodstain. Not serious. The strength it would take to carry this crate, let alone break it.
Und jetzt hier, das ist Szene 1. Wir schneiden durch und dann ist hier Szene 2. Okay. Dann kleben sie den fest.
Looks like the scribbling of madmen.
Diese Militante da, ne? Radikal Militante oder wie die heißt, ne? Mal meinen Tee checken. Die war bei DSS, jawohl. Was hat sie da gemacht? Für Steaks geworben?
Many people were brought to this place. Their abductors stripped off their clothes and discarded them in a pile. The prisoners were kept in a soporific trance by the use of narcotics. A few tried to resist, but alas, in vain. After a few days, everyone was stuffed in a crate and sent elsewhere. Only one captive was left behind. He was strangled to death on this altar. What the hell is happening, Holmes? Calm yourself. Cannot be. What is it? Oh my God.
Please tell me we found all we needed to, Holmes.
I think we found a bit more than that.
Yet we have no clue as to where those people have been taken.
And that's where you're wrong, Watson. We have more than enough. I just need to connect the dots. How about you pack your suitcase in the meantime, my dear fellow? Just in case.
So, wer ist der Tode auf dem Altar? Ja, es fühlt sich gerade so an, du. Ich hätte gestern nicht nackig masturbieren dürfen, du. Das war ein Fehler. War doch zu kühl. Ich kann es dir nicht sagen. Von heute auf morgen war nur gestern Abend der Essensbote da, sonst nichts. Entweder hat der die Kränke gehabt. Reisepass. Atmos Colby, der Privatdetektiv, du. Wohin würden die Entführten gebracht? Nächster Zielort. Der Entführer. In einem Archiv kannst du Schlüsselinformationen für deinen Fall finden. Öffne die Fallmappe und wähle einen Hinweis aus, der mit einem Buch versehen ist. Wie war das mit den Archiven?
It's hard to know how much to pack. I might bring a spare notebook just in case.
Wie war das mit den Archiven? In dem anderen Teil hat man die Archive. Sonst haben wir in dem anderen Teil. Die Archive. Wo haben wir denn unsere Archive?
Before I leave, I should know where I'm going.
Please tell me we're going somewhere warm, or at the very least dry.
Die Archive. Ah, da unten im Archiv recherchieren. Ah. Okay. Das war in Europa, Schweiz. Das war im 17. Jahrhundert. Und zwar Medizin. Ne, im 18. Jahrhundert. Das Institut Schwarzes Edelweiß befindet sich in den Interlaken in der Schweiz. Es handelt sich um eine Heilanstalt, die auf Geisteskrankheiten und Suchtverhalten, wie zum Beispiel übermäßiges Steakessen, spezialisiert ist und im Jahr 1789 von Professor Keller gegründet wurde. Oh je, da ist bestimmt die Sandy gefangen gehalten, ne? In dem Institut in den Bergen. In dem kleinen Stall.
Dr. Watson, how does a trip to Switzerland sound to you?
It sounds unexpected. What makes you think we should head there?
It's all about the box with narcotics and Mr. Colby's clue, the cross inside a rectangle. Put 2 and 2 together, add a dash of research, and what do you get? The Black Edelweiss Institute in Interlaken, Switzerland. If we hurry, we can still catch tonight's train. As grateful as I have been for your company, Dr. Watson, I'm afraid you shall have to investigate Edelweiss alone.
Hello? Mr. Holmes, I fear you overestimate my abilities.
Nonsense. You are a military man, a bastion of British courage.
I'm no such thing. As a doctor, I avoided most combat, save for one dreadful day. My troop was ambushed in a village with innocents caught in the crossfire. Too many to help.
The man with the rosary. He was one of them.
A translator.
Super.
Yes. We were trapped. 6 soldiers and myself. I thought it was the end.
Ich weiß nicht, wie viel Kapitel das hat. Das hat aber bestimmt einen ganzen Arsch voll.
Refused to go quietly. The men prepared for a final stand. I rose to follow, but
Ich
Hatchet
glaube
shook his
8.
head. He told me to run. That I had other men to save. They charged, and I fled through the rear. So you see, Mr. Holmes, I am a coward.
The logic seems inescapable.
Yes.
You, a surgeon by trade, would have been perfectly useless in that conflict.
What? No.
And how many men have you helped since? Ailments eased, troubles tended?
No more than I
Alter,
have.
macht echt Spaß bisher.
Told I have
Ich find's ein
become
bisschen
somewhat-
kniffliger wie der Vorgänger.
How many people could you help with 30 years ahead of you? Dozens? Hundreds? Hatchet was correct. You can cease your self-recrimination.
Also spiele ich 4 Tage, jeweils 2 Chapter. Dann ist es gut aufgeteilt. Das hört sich dann nach einem guten Plan an. Immer wieder ein Bröckelchen. Ich will mir da nämlich echt Zeit lassen.
The Edelweiss staff will doubtless be eager to show off their facility to a fellow physician. I have already taken the liberty of sending a letter on your behalf to request a visit.
And what of you?
I shall be pursuing other avenues. Should you see anything troublesome or improper, simply notify the local authorities. Otherwise, try a little analysis yourself. You know my methods. Apply them.
Ist echt schön gemacht. Echt schön gemacht, gefällt mir sehr gut. Ist absolut Geld wert.